I'm David Weinberger.
And my name is Jeff Goldenson.
We are working on library license.
The goal of library license is to make available works that are still under copyright but are no longer particularly popular.
Library license is a clause, a legal paragraph that we hope authors will decide to put into their contracts with publishers, if publishers have to agree, that defines a trigger for when the book is no longer selling enough, and at that point the trigger kicks in and a single copy, digitized copy of that work is given to every library so that at least there's a copy that people can see, even though they can't buy it anymore because it's out of print or no longer available in digital form.
For example, let's say I'm Peter Tompkins and I wrote The Secret Life of Plants in 1973. That book may not be purchased that frequently any longer. The royalties he may be receiving monthly may be very, very small, and so small that it's worth it more for him to have the book more widely read than it is to get a couple dollars bi-monthly. So the goal is to put one copy of The Secret Life of Plants in every public library in the United States, in every academic library in the United States.
It's sort of the opposite of a self-destruct mechanism. The aim is actually to take works that are not bringing commercial profit to anyone at this point. They're languishing. They've been abandoned by the publisher or perhaps by the market, and make them available to the relatively small number of people, apparently, who want to find it. It's a way of rescuing works that otherwise would fall off the edge of the commercial cliff and no longer be found, even though there may be one person, 10 people, 100 people who would get some benefit from it.
So saying basically that libraries are a preferred environment and should be a special case for copyright. And that, it's sort of an extension of the fair use logic that, okay, let's allow people to give libraries and the way that I interact with works in libraries a different sort of criteria.
So we've been working with the Berkman Center on getting the legal language right, but we've also been working with them on trying to figure out what a reasonable set of triggers are. So going out of print is one, but in a digital world it doesn't apply all the time. If you're down to selling 5 copies a quarter or whatever, then maybe that's a good trigger. Maybe there's a time trigger. There's some works that are so time dependent that you can say, well, in 5 years it's really going to be sort of out of date and only of historical interest, so let's make it available to anybody who wants it. But the digital world is not exactly finite, and so they can make available to their users, to their community, this odd book that has been forgotten but may bring insight, knowledge, adventure, enjoyment, whatever, to some readers. From the author's view and from the culture's view, not losing works simply because there's not enough demand for them, we think that's a valuable thing to do.